Imagine a guitarist says, hey, you play harmonica, grab a harp, let's jam. For most harp players, this is exciting, but also a little bit terrifying because like you think like, what key are we in? What harmonica do I grab? Do I solo? Do I play chords? What do I even do? If you've ever had any of those questions, this video is for you. Before we get into the practical stuff, I want to tell you something that most people skip. Playing with another person is pretty much exactly like playing over a backing track at home, except that backing track is more dynamic, it is less predictable, there might be changes in volume that you're not prepared for, it's just generally more alive. So here's the unfortunate truth. If you can't play over backing tracks and just jam, it's going to be very hard to play with other people. So how do you learn that skill? Well, this is more for this video right now, but I do have a totally free 3-day workshop on how to get started with improvising, specifically around the blues, but the skills are universal. So you can use this when playing over other styles of music, which may be important when you're playing with other people. So if you want to check that out, and I go over everything, how to practice, what to do when you solo, how to figure out the keys and all of that, I go over all of that for totally free inside of Start Soloing, my free 3-day improv workshop. So you can sign up, the link's down below in the description. So let's say you got that foundation, you know how to jam, you got the basics, maybe you can play over backing tracks, maybe you've taken my Start Soloing program, and you're ready to go jam with another person. Well, you need to figure out a couple things. The first is, what key are you playing in, okay? Because the guitarist is gonna start strumming some chords, and you need to understand, well, which harmonica do I grab to match up over their music, okay? Now, the easiest way to figure this out is to just be a person and ask, okay? What key are we playing in? A lot of times you'll get an answer, but sometimes they won't be right, or they just won't know, because not every musician knows how this thing works. So, and this is even more complicated, is if you're playing with a guitarist and they have a capo on their guitar, because now the chord shapes that they're using don't match up with the real letter note, or if they have detuned their guitar. These are all things that happen that make life very hard for us harmonica players. So sometimes asking doesn't work. So if that's the case, how do you figure it out? Well, there's an app that I like to use. It's called Auto Key. So on Auto Key, there's just a big button. You press that button and it'll tell you what key you're playing in. In fact, it'll tell you 2 keys, a major key and a minor key. So it's up to you. You have to figure this out. Is the key that says on the app a major key, like G major, or is it the minor version, which is E minor? So does your song sound happy and major or sad and minor? You just have to figure that out. So once you've understood what key it is, like, okay, I'm playing in G major, you need to decide, okay, what position would fit that key the best from what you know. So here's how we think about this. If someone's playing something folky and acoustic, okay, not bluesy, not rock, folky and acoustic, then in most cases, you're gonna wanna play in first position, okay? So this, as an example, this is a G harmonica. I'm playing a G chord. Okay, you can hear it. It fits pretty well. And that's a particular sound. You may not want that sound, but that's first position. So that's a choice, okay? Now, alternatively, like if you're playing over that G and you want a different sound, maybe you want that more bluesy sound, then you'd grab a C harp and you play in second position. Okay, so that would be that kind of blues sound. And if you're playing like in a minor key, maybe you'd play in third position. Here's A minor. So you just got to figure out how to do this. And if you're jamming over backing tracks and you're thinking about this as you play, you probably have an idea on how to do this. But if this is all really hard for you, it'll come in time. But you have a couple things that you got to learn, and I teach you how to think through a lot of this stuff inside of Start Soloing. So you got to figure out what key you're in, then you got to choose a position, and then you got to choose the right harmonica for that position. And I know that this is a lot. I wish it was easier. This is just the reality of being a harmonica player. All right, so once you have your harmonica, you know what position that you're playing in, you also should just know your role in the jam, okay? If someone is singing or another instrumentalist is soloing, you need to stay out of the way. Either don't play anything at all or play simple chords. So like if you're in second position in G, you could play like a G chord and do some of that, okay? So that's all right. Or just keep your ideas really simple. Just stay out of the way when it's not your turn. When it is your turn, when people are like, hey, go take a solo, or everyone else gets quiet and you're like, this is my time, then you solo like you're playing over a backing track, which means you take the scale of the position that you're playing in, like the G blues scale, and then you make phrases with that scale, and then you just keep playing those phrases back to back. I talk about how to do all of this inside of Start Soloing. So you just solo like you're playing over a backing track, okay? And then when your solo's up, you stop playing, you switch back to either playing nothing, playing chords, or really, really simple riffs, and that's how you jam. And there's a few just practical gear considerations you need to be aware of, okay? If you're playing acoustic, like just a normal harmonica with like a guitarist that's just an acoustic guitarist, you can make that work if they're not amplified. But if anyone starts to get amplified, you're not gonna keep up in the mix, okay? So you need to find a way of getting louder. So the simplest way of doing this that a lot of people are prepared for is having, like, let's say just like playing into a vocal mic. Let's say you're playing with a band on stage. Sometimes the easiest way is to just grab a vocal mic that people are singing into and you can play harmonica directly into it. It's not going to sound bluesy, but it's going to at least make you loud, okay? The other way that most serious people take is to get an amplified harmonica setup. So this means some combination of a harmonica mic, a harmonica amp, maybe some pedals in there to make it so you're loud and you have a really strong tone. Because if you're playing over an electric guitarist or you're jamming with a drummer, there is no way that you're going to keep up with them with the sound of a single acoustic unamplified harmonica. So you got to find a way to get loud enough so you can actually hang in the group. So that's how you jam with other people. You got to know the key, you got to know the position, you got to have the gear so you can actually keep up with them. And the biggest thing, that's the hardest part of this, is that you actually need to know how to jam. You need to know how to improvise over backing tracks at home, because playing with other musicians, it's just like playing with backing tracks, only it's more chaotic and less predictable. So you got to figure out how to do this at home before you take this out into the world. But even if you're not amazing and you're not like this awesome pro, you can still jam with other people. Don't be afraid to do it. Just understand that if you don't know what you're doing, you're not going to know what you're doing when you play with other people. And if you want to know what you're doing, go check out my Start Soloing program. It's free. Links in the description. I think you'll enjoy this video up here, and I'll see you next week. Peace.